Hello, it's Jessica Mingus, and today I'm doing book reviews. I'm so excited. I've never done a book review video before. This is my first one, so I'm only going to do the books that I've read so far this month, which is actually a lot more than I thought. But I probably will be going back and doing some more book review videos for books that I've read previously. So I am so excited to share with you these books. So I'm going to start out with some children's books. Yay, early bird gets the worm. I got this for my grandson for his birthday. Julianne Lingle actually lives just in the next town from me, and I've never met her, and I was really excited to get this book from her. So it is adorable. My grandson loved it. And also at the very back of the book, she shares with kids about the gospel, which I thought was amazing. So very excited that I got that. My next book is also a children's book. Who was Salvador Dali? I got this book for me. I love Salvador Dali, and I went to one of the Dali exhibits at our art museum, and I bought this book because I just love him. Confession, I also have an original Salvador Dali drawing in my house. I am so excited to share that because I love Dali. So it does talk about his life and surrealism and Gala Dali, who I couldn't stand. It's his wife and muse, but she was a terrible person. But it talks about all that and shares his life. I definitely recommend that, especially to anybody who doesn't know anything about Dali. It's perfect. My next book is called An Introduction to the Uncivilized Life, and this is by David Crandall. And this is awesome. This is a book written by my pastor, and it's written in general for men, but I read it as a woman and I loved it and I got a lot out of it. So I think you would too. I'll just read you a little bit of the back. Most men are bored, beaten down, or burned out, not because they lack strength, but because they've settled for safety. This is your call to rise, to reject the passive, padded version of manhood you were sold, to live with fire, purpose, and grit. This isn't about self-help. It's about surrender. It's about following Jesus with your boots on and your fists up. And it actually has some places where you can take notes if you do get the paperback version. It is on Kindle Unlimited as well. So speaking of Kindle Unlimited, I'm going to go to my Kindle. I don't have actual copies of these books, so I do have horrible pictures that I can show you. So my first book that I want to show you is Read Receipts. This is a poetry book where I can find my pictures at. Hold please. Gallery. Okay. So Read Receipts. Here you go. I know it's a terrible picture. I took a screenshot on my Fire tablet. So I love this poetry book. If you're going through a breakup and you just want to read something that's kind of gut punching, I definitely recommend this one. And I just love her. She's amazing. My next one is Confessions of a Hypocrite. This is a very short book. It took me probably like 20 minutes just to read through it. It's his testimony of what he kind of went through having a relationship with Christ, or actually not having a relationship with Christ, but saying like he believed in God and kind of what that meant to him, and going through a lot of hard trials. His wife had passed away and he had to raise young children at a very early age. So he had gone through a lot, and then he kind of separated himself a little bit from Christ and made a lot of bad decisions. So he wrote a book about his testimony, and it's very emotional. So my next book, Whatever is True, by Claire Oxton. So I promised her that I would reveal what characters I thought were like other characters. So I'll start with Meredith. I pictured Meryl Streep as her. So if I'm right, let me know. And Ed, I didn't really have a clear vision of who I thought Ed was, but I kind of pictured a younger version of Hugh Grant. Let me know if I'm right. And then Liam, James, I can't remember how to say his last name, McVoy. I as soon as I read anything about Liam, that's exactly who I pictured. So just let me know if I'm right, Claire. But yeah, it's an amazing story. She has the best dialogue. So if you love a book that is just full of character dialogue and witty banter, you are going to love this book. It's just so delightful. I read it so quickly because I just enjoyed the conversations that these characters had so much. So if that's what you like, you would love this book. My last one that I read was, okay, so confession time. I didn't read it all this month. I actually started this book in January, but it took me a lot longer to read, and I'll tell you why. So it is The Shadow of Kylanara. It's a terrible picture, but Scott Hatfield does an amazing job. So I'm going to start out by telling you, it started out so fast, and you were like, okay, these kids are graduating, they get into a plane crash, and like their whole world is turned upside down, they're on this beach, a lot of things are happening, and you're like, whoa, slow down, and then it does. The book starts to breathe, and you start immersing yourself into this world that Scott creates, and it's so immersive, and it just makes you feel what the characters are feeling. You're like, why are we here? What is going on? I have questions, and it is a slow burn to get these answers, just like it is for these characters, and you feel exactly what they're feeling, and you are totally immersed in this world that Scott creates. He creates languages, he creates cities, and he does an amazing job of world building. So if you like fantasy books that have huge world building in them, and I would categorize this as epic fantasy. So if that is what you like, you would love this book. It's going to be a series, so I cannot wait for book 2. And just so you know, there are kind of like a cliffhanger thing going on at the end. So I am very excited about book 2. I think that'll be coming out in the fall, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're watching this, Scott, and you want to correct me, you can correct me in the comments. So I hope that you guys all will enjoy these books just like I have. If you haven't read them yet, if you have read them, you should comment below and let me know what you thought about them. Or you can tell me what characters that you pictured in your head for Claire Oxton's book, Whatever Is True. I would like to know. So this month, I'm reading Broken Chains. This book is really good so far. So, some romance in this book. So I haven't read very many romance books. So I'm pretty excited about reading that. And Shima, I'm reading that one at night, on my Kindle. So I'll be really excited to share those book reviews with you later. Have a great day. Bye.